All right, wake up the kids for this one. A lot of focus is putting on teaching children to read, but how can parents actually continue to encourage a love of reading as their kids grow into tweens and teenagers?
Here with some helpful hints is Kristin Harmel, author of When You Wish. That's a novel for teens, and a new novel for women, Italian for Beginners. I can't wait to crack that at the beach. Kristin, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So we all read to our young children who are 6 years old and under, but when kids start to become adolescents, how do you keep stoking the interest?
Well, you know, it's very important. I think there is, as you mentioned, a lot of emphasis put on getting young kids to read because that is really sort of at the basis of everything they do in school. But it's very important for teenagers to read too. There has been a very strong correlation shown between reading for pleasure and doing well in school. And not just in reading in school, in things like math and science and history.
It extends all over the place.
Absolutely.
So we have some tips here that you put together that, first of all, don't force, this is a great one, don't force or nag your kids to read, and don't make a huge deal out of it, but make sure you compliment them.
Well, that's true. You know, the point here is to get your child to develop their own love of reading. And if they're reading because you're nagging them or forcing them, they're going to read to please you, and they're never really going to develop their own passion for it.
This next one is something that my mother did, and it has come back echoed in my own adult life. It says, set an example by discovering your own love of reading. I have great memories of my mom on summer nights just sitting on the sofa late at night reading a book, and it's really sort of something I want to emulate now.
You know, that's so nice to hear. I completely agree. You know, studies have actually shown that the children who have 100 or more books in the home do up to 30 points better on tests in math, history, science, across the board than children with fewer books. But I think so often today, parents forget to read. There are so many other distractions and things to do. And I think that showing your children that books are fun is really the first step toward getting them to read.
The next one you talk about fun books that fit your child's interest. Don't try to ram math down their throat if they're not into math, right?
Exactly.
If they like science, maybe read a book about science.
Absolutely, and that's why I think the Twilight and Harry Potter books have been so helpful, really getting kids to just enjoy reading for the stories. And there are always good messages tucked into these books.
I like this next one. Make a casual stop at the library or bookstore with your child. Oh, look where we are.
Exactly.
We're at the bookstore. Trick them into it, in other words.
The car has made its own turn.
But
Exactly.
the kids love running back to the children's section. When you see them in there at a bookstore, they love running back there.
Absolutely, and there are fantastic young adult sections in bookstores now too. And it's, you know, it's great to talk to a librarian or a bookseller about what might interest you.
I like this next one. This has nothing really to do with books, but if you're at the dinner table, bring up a newspaper story to discuss with them.
You know, it's all about getting them interested in reading, so you can do that, or even if you're at the office and you come across an interesting newspaper story on the computer, email it to them, and it might be something nice to discuss together.
Your last one is kind of juicy, I think. You say, buy a subscription to a magazine suited to your child's interests. Does Glamour magazine count?
Absolutely.
Does it?
Glamour, people, hey, bring it on.
Like for a young female teenager, that would count reading?
You know what? It's all about just realizing that reading can be fun. And I think that's going to help them along. So yes, anything that triggers their interest in reading, I think really helps.
And your book, because you became so passionate about getting teens to read, you wrote the book When You Wish, which we put on the screen, and you have something special for our viewers this morning you're going to tell us about.
You know what? Because I am very passionate about this, I would love to talk to anyone's teenagers that want to talk to me about reading. So if they want to read When You Wish and email me about it, I'm happy to email back. Or if they just want to talk about reading in general, I think it, you know, might sort of give them a little bit of incentive to pick up a book.
Great, and I'll put your email address on my blog and
oh,
on Fox and
good. Thanks a
Friends.
lot.
So
okay.
Thanks so much. Great tips.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know, if you go to my website, you can also win a copy of When You Wish in Italian for Beginners. The information is there.
Fantastic. I'll get that from you during the break.
Thanks, Kristin.